Let's talk about the key elements of a scalable marketing system. A scalable marketing system is being able to figure out where you want to go. First of all, you want to scale your company. So in that chapter 1, when we talked about creating those SMART goals and putting that into play, and your SMART goals comes a lot by what is that 10-year plan? What's the 5-year plan? What's the 1-year plan? What's your monthly plan? And having obviously that in place, because that's going to help you be able to track your progress along the way. So if you know that you want to get from point A to point B within a certain time period, you need to understand how many leads that you need to get. And then from that amount of leads that you need to get to those sales, what are the marketing tactics that you need to put into motion in order to get you there? And what is the budget that you need to get you there? Because a lot of us don't think about marketing budget. And marketing budget is actually super key in scaling, because if we have a high goal that we're trying to get into place, our budget should be just a little bit higher than what our normal budget is. And I can't tell you how many times I've walked into companies when I've asked them, what's your budget? And none of them can tell me what their budget is. And I find that to be crazy because I feel that all companies should really have a budget. And so, but the budget really needs to align with those goals, because if your marketing budget's too low, you're never going to get there, because you need so many conversions to happen in order to get that sales goal that you're looking for. So to have a scalable process, you need to have those SMART goals really defined with time periods that you can look at. Okay, we're here within this month, and these are the things that we're looking at as far as the tracking mechanisms that we put into place, and really understanding what's working and what got us there to begin with, and then taking out the pieces that's not working, and then spending more money on the things that are. Okay, and then we move a little bit further and okay, now we know that these things are working. Now we're going to spend more time here, and then we're going to go on to the next section and do the next piece of work. We also have to have a process that's in place that realizes that none of this happens overnight. Everything happens over a time period. Any of your ads that are running, it takes a while for digital and machine learning to understand who your audiences are. So that has to take place first. So in the beginning of the time period, you have to have a couple different things working in the beginning that you're kind of putting out there to see what's going to work the best. The next stage is taking out the things that aren't working. After a couple months, you have to give it time to really define itself, because it's not going to happen within a week. It's not going to happen within a month. It's going to take several months for that to happen. And then we can slowly scale. So as we're building it, and as we're actually looking at the data, analyzing the data, and then making those small shifts and changes along the way, that's how our company is going to get more qualified leads and get more of those leads, get more of those sales. And in turn, you're going to scale to the point of what your goals are during that time period, if your marketing budget and your plan align with those goals. And this is honestly the secret to success.